And John is and I always mess this up. You're the director of the Right to Life League,
Well, I'm actually the chairman of the board.
chairman of the board.
What a day, yes? You know, I called John earlier today and I said I felt like I shouldn't because I know the position he has is of importance pro life. And he says, "Oh, of course, I'm going to, pick up the phone for you. And I appreciate that." And you did get many calls today, I bet.
Yeah, there was an explosion of chimes and bells and whistles on my phone going off from every type of social media and phone call and messaging and you name it. People were very, very, very excited and I think in a when something like this happens, you just feel compelled to reach out and celebrate with each other the good news. So
Exactly.
there was a lot of that going on today.
Yeah. Well, you guys have been working for a very long time to get this overturned since 1973, I believe. So,
Actually, since 1968.
okay.
So even long before Roe v. Wade was even, made law.
Yeah, that's because here in California, our governor at the time, Ronald Reagan, made a deal with the powers that be here and made it legal here in California 5 years
Right.
before Roe versus Wade, right?
Right.
And that's when you all started there, correct?
That's when we started. And while President Reagan did make that mistake, to his credit, he did say to the league directly, actually, that he was not aware that of all the things that contained when he made that deal, and that he once he did realize it, he vowed to never again sign a piece of pro-abortion legislation. And true to his word, he never did.
Right. Right.
So
And he became a great proponent for pro-life.
he sure did.
Exactly.
He just made that gigantic mistake, but he worked towards rectifying that throughout his career as a politician.
In many ways, sure did.
Well, good. So what do you think of all this, John? Give us your point of view from the Right to Life League.
Well, gosh, where do I start? I guess, but oops, sorry. The fact of the matter is that today, this great decision, we will take the day and celebrate, um, and a well deserved celebration. I think for so long we've known that this was a bad decision, a wrong decision, an incredibly harmful decision. Um, and so we'll take the day and we'll celebrate, but we also know that this is just the beginning of the battle, really.
Exactly.
We, of course, at the Right to Life League, and as every Catholic should, as every Christian should, as every human should,
Yes.
really, should consider the right to life from conception till natural death for every person. And so we, of course, have been fighting this battle for over 50 years at the Right to Life League, but we will not stop fighting this battle until we get the right to life for every person from conception to natural death. And so that's still a lot of work ahead of us, but we have some ideas about how to maybe, go forward with our approach on that.
Exactly. Yeah. And so just for those who don't know, the ruling today just pushes the decisions back to the states. It doesn't actually eliminate abortion, which the opponents are going to say it does. They're, all of those who are pro-choice are going to say, well, they're getting rid of abortion. That's not the case, much to our dismay. We would love to see abortion go away, but that's not the case. It's just pushing the decision back to the individual states to make that decision for the people in their state.
Correct. Yeah. So, their claims, as wrong as they are, I wish they were true.
Sure,
Tell you,
absolutely. Yeah.
unfortunately, they are not. But it just goes to show you how dramatic and how unwilling they are to actually look at the truth of things. You're going to see in many different states different restrictions that are already being triggered on this very first day. But we know for all of us in the pro-life movement, that it's just a beginning, and we will have to address each of these states and how they determine what these restrictions will be.
Exactly. And I think being in the state of California, we have probably one of the biggest uphill battles, right? Maybe second only to New York, maybe, but I don't know. They're both are pretty bad, and it's getting them to change their minds and change their laws is a tall task. Not one that we will shirk or shy away from, but like you're saying, it's just begun. we
Right. Yeah. California is a special case. And as residents of that state, for good or for bad, they, there is so much legislation that they are presenting right now that really makes it difficult for us to protect the unborn. And so there's going to be many legal battles to come, like we've already said several times, it's just beginning, and not only in California, but at the league we are involved in some legal responses, some legislative responses to the horrible bills that California is trying to push through
Right.
that will make it more or less, it will codify abortion in the state.
Right. So tell
I
us
don't know
about
that
some
we
of
can
those.
stop them, to be honest with you, but with this decision today, it has removed a huge roadblock in our ability to at least confront them.
Exactly.
And to try to do everything that we can to create legal decisions to prevent it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So what are some of the things that they've been trying to push through here in California and, well, are doing so?
Well, there's a whole host of bills. The big one that most people are talking about, and for very good reason, is AB 2223. And this horrible bill actually included language that could be interpreted as to provide for aborting a born child.
Right.
Now they've amended that bill to take that language out. And so everybody, a lot of the people are like, oh, great, they've taken that out. Now we can get behind it. But the fact of the matter is, it still contains horrible language in it that it prevents the ability to actually prosecute or investigate even anyone who would violate the protections that they claim to have, gained by removing some of that language. So,
Right.
in other words, it actually does have language that makes it a crime for you to try to investigate an abortionist who performs an illegal abortion.
Right.
And so, what good is a law if you can't actually prosecute or uphold the law? You might as well not have it at all. So, the very protections that they claim to have given the unborn by removing that language, they've at the same time prevented you from being able to enforce that protection.